I've been watching Mission Impossible on the box. It's quite good actually. I haven't watched it for a long time. And whilst I'm not on a Mission Impossible task, I am on a mission. And that's to go to Braunston, which I'm going to go to tomorrow. I come up this morning to use the facilities, lower the lock, because I'm just about to come through. By the way, that's going to get fixed early March, so I'm on a little bit of the lap of the gods. I'm on my road to Braunston second time. I didn't quite get there first time, but I did on my bike. But I'm going on my boat this time through that tunnel. Oh, still can't open the gate. Had a visit from my mate Paul the other day. We went in there for a spot of lunch. Had sausage, mash and peas with a bit of gravy. Very nice, quite reasonable as well. So if you're passing, and that's where Colin and Elaine had their beef dinner on a Sunday. Probably worth a visit on a Sunday. They said it was very tasty. I haven't done this before, and there's, you know, sometimes when you have a thought in your mind and you don't do it. Well, I had a thought in my mind this morning about my stand-up computer in the office. It's normally stood up, and I generally don't move it. But something told me this morning I'm going through a tunnel and I might need to move it, so I did. Now, it could be fate, or it could be intuition, because my fear is have a bit of a bang in the tunnel, and then that computer falls over, and that's quite a lot of money down the drain. And this is one of my fears if you have a collision, you know, what happens, whose fault it is, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm mitigating, for the first time I might add, that eventuality. You can see why CRT are going to fix that lock gate. Leaks a lot and it does come over the bow. Well done CRT for fixing it. However, tight timeline for me. Oh, if I'm going on a long cruise, I always save me. Oh, good job I got my hat on. If I'm going on a long cruise, I always save me washing for a long cruisy day, because it uses quite a bit of electricity and uses quite a bit of water. But plenty of water points at Braunston. Now I just need to untie and move. Fishing fella out early. Leaving party. Lloyd's in the lock. I need to slow down. Right, and concentrate, so I'll see you in a bit. I wonder if that wreck is ever going to be removed. taking up valuable mooring spots, that is. And of course this side, where there's loads of mooring spots, is for permanent moorers. So there's a house, Norton Junction, right in the centre, which is on, well, it's not on its own island, but it looks as if it's on its own island. It's got the Leicester arm going to the right, and it's got the Grand Union arm going to the left, well, Grand Union going to the left, which leads into Braunston, and then Braunston, you get the Oxford arm, or the Oxford Canal, hanging towards, not sure where. Anyway, this house, I think it's probably photographed, it's very idyllic, everybody knows it, it's a prominent feature, and I thought to myself, what a great house. And then I looked deeper at it, and whilst having a house like that and the romance of it is romantic, how do you move? Say for example the washing machine's broke and you get the delivery. I was talking to Paul the other day, and he's had a dishwasher that's broken. He's paid the 50 quid for the delivery and the plumbing in and all that sort of stuff. This house must have its challenges, because there's only one way to get into the house, and that's the footbridge, and that's quite steep steps on both sides. And how do you move your furniture and all that sort of stuff? Now I am sure someone's considered it, I'm sure, must have happened, but it must also be a bit of a pain. Gotta be. You park your car over here. There's a gate there just behind the Rother Group barge, probably, and then that's it there. Look, even to get your big shop, your grocery shopping, any deliveries, you won't get a takeaway. I wouldn't have thought you'd get a takeaway. You won't get a Deliveroo. Everyone just say eat or whatever it is. And there's the footbridge you have to get over. I just think it's a challenge living here. I mean, this bridge here leads to the canal and nowhere else. Don't know. Lovely house though. Idyllic, with challenges. Not sure I would do it. Too much of a faff. He says living on a boat where you can't get takeaways, deliveries of any kind. hubbing that boat. Not the nice smells coming from emanating is a good word. The nice smells emanating from that boat, as last time I saw it, went past it. Sausage and bacon sandwiches were being made. Well, I'm not sure, but the smell of sausage and bacon. Rolling hills, look over that side. Very green and pleasant land. That big white building over the edge, I'm not sure you can see that, but that's towards the M1. Turn. I'd like to know the history of some of these names. Oh, hang on. Willow Wren. And this looks like a yacht without a mast. There's one of those signs saying 4 miles to Braunston. Yeah, you're coming this way. Anyway, let's talk about this yacht thing here. Someone live on it? No, I wouldn't have thought so. But again, it's one of those small boats that maybe it's a weekend boat, maybe it's a fisherman's boat, maybe it's in its time. I went on one of them yachting adventure training weeks on the high seas. It's quite good fun actually. There was a film I saw not so long ago about Australian girl, young person, who was the youngest person to sail single-handed around the world on a yacht. Now that, the wrong expression, but I can't think of one, balls of steel. And I think we all know what I mean. I mean, that girl, courageous, motivated, can't remember her name, everything about her. That must be lonely. How do you sleep? How how do you sleep at night? And then through the storms she had about the eye, the 3 storms converge. Oh, do you know what? Anyone that does single-handed yachting got brave. Honestly, proper brave. I saw some YouTubey stuff on that. And here's a boat called Much Ado. Although the about nothing's missing. Nice pram cover though on there, look. Lady there having a breakfast tea. One of the things I have not considered going to Braunston, comms there, and I mean wireless comms, or you know, telephone, internet, there isn't any. I did my recce last week only to find that I didn't even get 3G. I got no G. So I don't know how I'm going to upload over the next 2 weeks. It's a problem I'm going to overcome. I need to do a bit of lateral thinking. I'm probably going to take my laptop and my phone, tether the phone to the laptop and upload it from there with an external hard drive and that sort of stuff. But day-to-day comms, answering comments, well, they will come later. The handover takeover has happened from winter to spring. It's happening because there's snowdrops on the ground. I can't find any here right now, but there's snowdrops on the ground, and lambs will be born shortly. And all I've got on under my is just a t-shirt, well, a long sleeve t-shirt, but that's all I've got on. And although I've got my fingerless mitts, gloves, I'm not cold. I'm pleased. My spirits are being lifted by that big yellow ball in the sky and the handover takeover from winter to spring. This fella here on the left, spoken to him, going through a lock. He pulls that butty thing, which is basically his shed. So he lives in the front part, pulls that butty. He says it doesn't cause a lot of drag and uses quite a bit of fuel. Absolutely worth it, he says. Oh, I can see that. And on this side we have Emily Jane. Bit of a wharf this is. Oh, let's do some steering at the same time. Dreamcatcher, see quite a few of those boats. Well, that name on a boat. And this is again the benefit of having a permanent mooring. Not a lot of sun though. I suppose you get deliveries, and Chartwell we've just passed, and that grey sort of outhouse. Anyone lives in it, or it's just like a summer house. We've got Moonstone and Brawlass with a canopy over the back. Have thought about that actually, but I would prefer a pram hood thing. Now we're heading up towards Braunston Tunnel. It's crept up on us, not too far away actually, and I don't know how long it is. It's quite a long tunnel. But lights I checked this morning, navigation light and front light, and I've got a torch at the back here. That's a big boat, an old working boat. Bomb shelter in the back, look. And I suspect that's a mooring spot for sale. Wonder what that goes for. Now all I have to do is find somewhere to moor up. I spoke to a lovely lady last night when I was up at the church getting comms. It's the only place I can get comms, and she said, "Why don't you use my Wi-Fi?" Ooh, that's very kind. So I'm gonna be stood next to the house, or sat next to the house, uploading next week's video. How good's that? It's lovely. You know, there are some great people knocking about, and bet that was hard work for horse. Ooh. Up to the church, look. I've been made a cup of tea. How good's that? And the Wi-Fi works. Trouble is, there's a meeting happening in the house and all the people are going to be coming by in a bit. And there's me sat outside like a vagrant. Uploading next week's video and answering some comments.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? You can go in.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just a doorman.
You're a doorman.
Just some vagrant on the area. She said, honestly, go in.
Okay.
Jen.
Oh, hello.
I'm not a vagrant.
I'm glad about that.
I am using the vicar's Wi-Fi.
Right.
And she said you can go in.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm just a doorman.
Right, okay.
Thank you. I'm not some strange bloke, well I am, but hello, how are we? Don't ask the vicar.
Right.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Not a vagrant, she's using the Wi-Fi.
Hello.
Hello.
Just come back from the vicar's house. Isn't she a nice lady? And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to use your Wi-Fi and for making me a cup of tea full of body and colour and no sugar. Very kind. I was never expecting something like that, and it just goes to prove that there's some great people, and there's some great people in Braunston. I've met a few people today actually. Yes. Anyway, thank you to the vicar for your hospitality and all that sort of stuff, and thank you for watching, liking and commenting, and if you like any of that you can subscribe to, because I do this sort of stuff, and I did natter on a bit in the video, didn't I? Ooh, I did natter. But there we go. Next week more stuff about Braunston, and I'd get some work done on the boat. Yes. Until next week. Ciao, Papa.